So when you get off them slave ships, give me that sign, you're going to be sold to your enemies. We're going to give me that sign with the Negroes being sold. So it said, hey, stand over here for me, bro. So it said, read that part again.
And thou shalt see it no more again.
So we won't see our homeland no more again, which is Jerusalem.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Who was sold on auction blocks? Who was sold on auction blocks? Negroes. Who was that today? That's us, right? So we were sold. We were sold on the auction block. So read that part again.
And ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Sold unto our enemies. Who bought us? Who brought us over on slave ships? Who? No, who bought us? Who brought us over to America and who bought us off the auction block? Jesus bought us brought us. Well, the Lord did bring us into slavery, but what physical man bought us off the auction block? What? No, we were being sold. So who was buying us? What people was buying us? Saying, nigga sold to Master Johnson in Louisiana. Nigga sold to Master Charles in South Carolina. So who is the slave master? Who was buying us off of the auction block? You see 12 years a slave? Who was buying us off those auction blocks? You seen Django Unchained? Who was Jamie Foxx killing? Who was he killing? Who did he say goodbye to Miss Laura? Who was Miss Laura? What nationality was he? No, the lady. What nationality was she? Who is in power right now? What people? No, in power. Who runs the government? Who's Donald Trump? What race is Donald Trump? What nationality is Donald Trump? Because I want you to think. I want you to process it in your mind. So when we was brought into slavery and brought to a slave auction block, who bought us? Who was the one buying us? Who was running the ship? Who was the captain of the ship? Who was the captain of the ship? Who was the captain? Who was the man that bought us? Who was David and John? What type of people were they? No, what nationality? Who is Donald Trump? What nationality is Donald Trump? You know who Donald Trump is, right? Yeah, what race? What race is he? Donald Trump is black? No. Right. So who bought us off the slave ships? White people. The Europeans, Caucasians. Right? So who bought us off them slave ships? Who bought us? Who paid money? We paid money so we could go work on their plantation. The Johnson plantation was ran by who? Mr. Johnson was who? Say it. There you go, the white man.
There thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
So it said we will be sold unto our enemies. So if the white man bought us, who is our enemy according to the Bible? The white man bought us, and it said we will be sold unto the enemy. So if the white man bought us, we were sold unto the enemy. And the enemy is who? No, well, the black man is our enemy as well, but it's saying in this particular verse that we be sold to our enemies. And the white man bought us, we were sold to the white man, so who the Bible is saying our enemies are? Again, who's Donald Trump? The white man is our friends or enemies? Our what? Our what? All right, our
and there you shall be sold unto your enemies.
So the other nations is our enemies, because what happened, you know anything about the news? So what happened in the news recently? Tatiana. You know who Tatiana is? Got shot by the police. Well, the police was a black man or he was a white man? White man. And he didn't announce himself or nothing. He just came in there, was in the backyard, and looked at and then shot the sister, right? So that is our enemy. Go ahead.
You should be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
So we'll be sold to be slave men and slave women. Are we slaves today? Give me the book. We're not slaves today? So you could drive a car without a license and insurance? But what will happen if you do that? No, they're going to get in trouble. By who? By who? The white man. Who gives us IDs and birth certificates? Who gives us these things? Who gives us ID? Where do you get your ID from? The white man gives us IDs. The white man gives us passports. So that sounds like slavery to me. We are subject to payments. If you don't pay your water bill, what happens? Who turns it off? The white man.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8.
Bring it out.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
So we are yet this day in our captivity. You cannot fly to Europe without a passport. You can't even get past the terminal of TSA without a passport or ID. They will not let you through.
Right.
Where thou hast scattered us.
So where we were scattered, we are scattered all over the world. These Israelites are scattered everywhere. We have Israelites in Europe, in France, in India. We are scattered.
For a reproach.
For a reproach, meaning we got to get corrected. This is we're getting corrected right now. But we have to listen and hearken to the voice of the Lord.
A curse.
A curse. We are scattered for a curse. This is not a give me Deuteronomy 28 and what's that? 37. So we are scattered as we are over here as a curse. This is a curse that's happening to us. Is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? It's a bad thing, right? Because it's South Dallas, a blessed city. This is blessed. We're blessed right now. We just had, what was the young man's name? We just had the little young man riding his bicycle by himself. Where's his parents? And his parents got shot and killed? The little brother that was here? No, his parents are not with him. Right? Good.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32.
Bring it out.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given to another people. I want a 37.
37. 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, and a proverb, and a byword among all nations.
So wherever we go, wherever we are brought, we are a proverb, a byword, and an astonishment.
Right.
An astonishment is what? No, it's an astonishment, like wow, it's an amazement. No, it's an amazement. And what's a proverb? A proverb.
Proverb is something to do
Right? So it's a wise saying. So if you want to hide something from the Negro, put it where? If you want to hide something from the Negro, put it where? This is a wise saying. Put it in the book. Because why? We don't read.
That's right.
If it say niggas love watermelon and what? Chicken. You like chicken, right? So those are wise sayings against us. And they say we are always late. We're on CPT. Color people time. So they say these things. And so it has some truth, but it also it's like fabrication. They put a broad stroke on it.
And thou shall become an astonishment, and a proverb, and a byword.
And a byword is what? Something outside your God-given name. So you said you was, what is your nationality? Black American. So what it say over here? So it say Black American, what it say right here? Judah. So God said you're going to be called a what?
A byword.
A byword is calling yourself African American, Black American, right? Hold on, give me, I think it's Jeremiah 4 and 20, legal name for a curse. So those were curses put upon who? Those are bad things put upon who? The black people, which the Bible refers them as the children of who? Children of who? No, right here. Tribes of Israel. That's right.
That's right.
So it's for and damn, it's go back to it. Somebody find that for me. So we was put out here for a curse. So that, like you said, those are bad things. So in our community, bad things are happening. So how do we get blessed?
That's all. What do you need?
Curse. A name for a curse and reproach. So we have to keep the commandments of God, right? So read that again.
Deuteronomy 28:37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations.
Among who?
Among all nations.
All nations. So wherever you go, you're going to be called black, African American, Afro American, Negro, colored, wherever you go.
That's right.
So these curses are going to follow you. Right? So in sunny South Dallas, we got curses, right? If you go to Oak Cliff, there's curses over there. If you go to Grand Prairie, what's over there? Where our people's at. Right? But what's happening to us over there? Blessings or curses? Curses, right?
Among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
So wherever we go, wherever the Lord leads us, we're going to be cursed. So how do we get out of this situation? Give me Deuteronomy 28:1. So we got to keep God's commandments in order to be on top.
Thou shalt be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
So who is the head in society?
The white man.
The white man. Who's the tail? The bottom. The black man, right?
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee.
So wherever we go, they're going to chase us down. So you can't go to an island and think you're safe and think the curses ain't going to follow you. They're going to follow you, correct? Because ain't Jamaica our island? So do the Jamaicans there own the island? It's the white man, or it's the East Indian, the Chinese, they own that stuff. They come over there and take our stuff, right?
And overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
Who is destroyed? Who is destroyed as a people? Because you said that you was the black people. We are destroyed. Because you said your nationality was black American. So let me get Isaiah 1. So if you're a black American, God said that was going to happen to the Israelites. That we'll be cursed as a nation of people. So if I continue to ask the brother over there what nationality is, we might get a different answer. Right?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner.
The ox. You know what an ox is? What is it? A strong animal, right? It know his owner. Right, the ox knows his owner, correct?
And the ass his master's crib.
So a donkey knows where he lives at, right? So you can take a donkey 10 miles up the street, he'll know how to get back home, right? An ox knows where his master is, right?
But Israel,
hold on, those two dumb animals know where they from, but who?
But Israel doth not know.
Israel don't know who they are. Israel does not know who they are. So if you didn't know who you are, that means you are who? No, but you are, what did it say?
But Israel.
But who?
But Israel.
But who?
But Israel.
So you are who now? We are Israel. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are the Israelites according to the Bible. These curses fit you. These curses don't fit the white man. They wasn't brought here in slaves on slave ships. Right? They wasn't brought with yokes of iron. Let's get that. Yokes of iron.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know.
Israel don't know who they are. Israel think they the black man. Israel think they a Mexican man. Israel think they Native Indian man. Right.
My people.
It's my people. That's possessive. So God has a people. Right?
Doth not consider.
God's people don't consider who they are.
Now they will see around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sounds wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.